Sometimes it takes a while to put together a good story. This story took 61 years. Baby Judy and the Christmas Miracle.
Does that look pretty good?
You may never see anything like this again. A state proclamation for heroic action 61 years later. Now, we're going to tell you how we got here. It was a cold Christmas Eve, 1956. Marguerite Hunt was a new mom. She had a 3-month-old baby named Judy.
She drove to the Shelby Street Bridge and wrapped me up in a blanket and crossed the bridge, climbed up to the highest point she could get to with me in her arms, and she jumped.
2 young draftsmen were still at work that Christmas Eve at the Nashville Bridge Company.
Mr. Knox jumped in. He didn't take his shoes off, he didn't take anything off, he just jumped in. He got to Mom, and by the time he got to Mom, he was hearing the other people that were on the bank and the bridge saying, you know, there's something else in the water, there's something else in the water. So when he got to her, she started telling him, my baby is in, you know, in the water.
Jack Knox kept swimming, grabbed the baby, and handed it to his co-worker, Harold Hogue. Hogue ran up the bank, bouncing the baby on his shoulder up to a waiting ambulance.
When I had that baby on my shoulder and started up the river back and running on the bit, she was bouncing. I heard her, so I knew she was alive.
Then back down where he directed an exhausted Mr. Knox to a river stand he had designed, perhaps saving both the hero and the young mom.
It was just the greatest blessing I've ever had in my life.
But it was a blessing he was ignorant of for 59 and a half years. Marguerite Hunt was bipolar before anyone had even heard of the disease. After her attempted suicide, she got help and actually turned out to be a wonderful mom. Judy was the baby she was holding when she jumped, and out of respect for her mother and her mother's shame, she did not tell her Christmas Miracle story until Mom passed away.
Mom struggled with it her entire life. In the end, she was okay with it, you know. She was okay. She had found peace.
But Judy was still looking for something. She had talked on the phone with Jack Knox before he died. He had deservedly been given several awards for bravery during his lifetime. But humble Mr. Hogue had disappeared. Little did Judy know, Harold Hogue would tell that Christmas story every Christmas Eve, first to his children and then to his grandchildren. He never knew what happened to the baby. He never knew anyone's names. But when Marguerite Hunt died, the obituary answered questions, and the two finally met.
When he came through the door, you know, he had arms wide open, and it's funny because when he put his arms around me, it felt like I'd been there before.
Because of course she had. 1956, coughing up water on a slippery bank like a second birth.
I still thank God for him every night. I'm just very, very grateful for you, and I love you very much.
Love you, Judy.
You will not be surprised at all to learn that Christmas has always been a very special day for Judy. Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm Dennis Ferrier, Fox 17 News.